So in this video, I wanted to talk about the Dyson V10 vacuum and talk about what is new and different with this device compared to some of the older ones. Maybe you have a V6, maybe you have a V7 or a V8. You're looking at the V10, you want to know what's different. The next few minutes, we'll run through those things together. First of all new design. The V10 uses an inline design. So this bin right here, it follows the line of the filters and the cyclone, and also the line of the intake. That means also when you clear it out, you're holding the vacuum vertically, and this bottom piece is opening. So it's easy to aim, and you could put it in the bin entirely when you open it. The inline design is more efficient, and it's a little bit quieter too. So new inline design, that's number one. Next, we have a larger battery capacity. From here to here is your bin capacity. So you could fit more junk in the bin, 40% more compared to the previous models. It's a 0.2 gallon bin. Next, I said battery capacity before, and that's also true. This V8, a V10 uses a larger battery than the V7 or the V8. It's a more powerful motor, so you don't really get to fully utilize that larger battery, but it is there. Next, there are 3 suction modes. Previous Dysons tended to have 2. This one has low, medium, max. Dyson calls it basically like versatile for the lowest, everyday for the middle, and then boost for the max. They used to call it turbo, but now they call it boost and that actually makes more sense because at the max, you're only getting about 5 minutes of battery life out of this device, which is insane. It's 3.5 hours of charging time for 5 minutes of runtime, which is incredibly inefficient. But at that point, you're getting a lot of suction. You're getting 150 air watts. And here's how it sounds. Now we'll lower to the lower setting. Much more tame. At the lowest setting, you're running at, I believe, something like 20 or 18 air watts. The middle setting, which is good for like everyday sort of carpet use, you're getting, I have it written down, you're getting about 34 air watts. So keep that in mind. There are big differences. The max, again, will get you about 5 minutes of battery life. The middle one will get you about 20 minutes of battery life. And the lowest one will get you, Dyson says 60 minutes of battery life, but if you use it with a powered cleaning head like this one, you're looking at more like 35 minutes of battery life. Next, we have the HEPA filter. Not all of Dyson's previous vacuums had a HEPA filter. The V10 has it across the board. So the V8 also had it across the board, but the V7 and the V6 didn't. So maybe that's new, maybe it's not, depends on what vacuum you have. We ran through the battery life changes, but also now you can see there's a battery life indicator. So that one you can see, 3 bars, completely full. 2 bars would be 2/3 full, so on and so forth. So now you can see how much battery is left, but also how far charged your device is, which is the more useful of the two. There's also a new soft touch trigger. The trigger looks the same, but it's easier to pull now. Basically, Dyson does not use trigger locks, so you have to keep the trigger down as you use the vacuum. So the fact that you need less force to keep it pulled is helpful for some people. We talked a little bit about more power, but also there's a new motor design. This thing has, I believe, 14 little air tunnels, and that means 20% more power at max than the V8. So this is that 150 air watts at max. Again, you're only at 5 minutes of battery life at that point. So I don't know if many people utilize it that often, but there is more power available. The new design is heavier than ever before, so major downside there. This thing is 5.9 pounds versus about 5 pounds and a few ounces for something like the V7. The weight feels like even more than that, 6 pounds, because it extends out further. And that's one of the design flaws, I would say, of the V10. Once this fills up, that problem is even worse. And now you're feeling this thing drag down. A lot of the weight is back here in the motor and battery, but it extends further enough that you could feel it on your wrist. And then just the, any extra weight in this means holding it vertically and cleaning up above you is just kind of painful. So that's the major changes here. That was about 10 changes to the device itself. Then I just wanted to run through this, and this is called the Torque Drive Cleaning Head. This is different from the older model, which is the Direct Drive Cleaning Head. The Direct Drive is used on the V10 motor head, which is the entry-level model, as well as the V7 and the V8. Definitely the V7, maybe not on the V8. I'm not sure where that's at right now. But this is the Torque Drive Cleaning Head. This is a larger model. It's the most powerful cleaning head that Dyson has released. This is, again, a powered component. This will spin really rapidly as you're using the vacuum. It has this seal mechanism here, so less stuff is going to fall behind, and it also means as this is pressed down, it's going to create a better seal against the floor. Has these bumpers too, so as you move this around, you're not going to mess up your furniture. I think it's a really nice feature. The biggest change is this right here. You can see right here there's these two little gates, and that's for getting bigger pieces in there. But by having an open gate, you're getting less suction on the ground. So Dyson gave you this dial here. You can keep an open gate, which means it's better at picking up big pieces like Legos and cereal, or you can close these gates and get better suction if you wanted to have maximum dust and debris pickup. There is a middle setting. So there's only the 3 settings. So that is the Torque Drive Cleaning Head. Lastly, I wanted to run through the street pricing, because that has changed pretty drastically as well. The entry-level model is called the Motorhead. That's going to start around $350, $400, depending on your street price and the time of year. This model right here is called the Animal. It goes for about $450 to $500, depending on time of year. Lastly is the Absolute, which sells for between $600 and $700. That's the full model. You get all the components. You get the upgraded head, like in the Animal. It's also sold in a black instead of the purple. You could buy this in black highlights, which is super cool. I believe that's only available from Dyson right now, though. The Animal comes with some extra components you don't get on the Motorhead, and I'll run through those. I ran through those on the unboxing and what you get video, so be sure to check that out. So that is what's new on the Dyson V10. I'm gonna do a separate review, a separate Dyson V10 review, but I didn't want to focus too much on opinion here. I really wanted to just show off the features of the vacuum and show everyone what's changed in case you want to form your own opinion. So thanks for watching, and check back for more Dyson videos.